Hello, I just wanted to record this quick video to go into more trends. What I've said about trends with the daily, 4 hour and 1 hourly. Obviously looking at the cable and the euro, as I said, we can check the daily to see where we are, but as long as the 4 hourly and hourly is in the same sort of direction, we can trade the medium trade. I just want to go into more about the other pairs and looking to use the daily as well. I've just been through Friday. All I've done is look for the strongest trending pairs, and I've picked out the New Zealand dollar against the dollar and the Australian baht against the dollar. This is just looking in the morning to show you what I mean by making the three sync up. This is what I've used with my own scalping strategy for a while. I use slightly different entry criteria, but it works well with Boss, and I just want to give people another string to their bows, and maybe looking at first thing in the morning before we start trading at 7, just to have an idea of maybe another pair to watch, especially like the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. They're genuinely slower moving pairs, so your stops are a little bit more they're not as volatile as with the cable. Maybe even just to monitor, but it's worth looking at, and I'll show you the two examples today. Of Friday. Of course, Friday's particularly not a great day, but I'm just going to use Friday so we're not hand picking. If I go back over the week, I could hand pick some really nice trades from other pairs, but I just want to show you Friday. So we see this is the Boss chart normal. All I've done is change to the daily. This is the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, as you see. So all I've gone through, first of all, look at the daily, and we're in a massive strong uptrend, as we see. Obviously we would have been looking on the 14th, but we can see we've got all the full Boss signals, and we're above the 50 moving average. I'll just put the 50, I've already checked so I know where the 50 is above, but I'll just put the moving average on because I wasn't on this one. Don't need to really change the colour, so we'll just put that blue line is going to be our 50 moving average, just like that. Click. So you can see we're above the 50 and we're in a strong Boss trend upwards. Okay, now we're going to check the 4 hourly. Bearing in mind this, we would have been checking this on the 14th, so it would have been the 8 o'clock bar here. This bar finishes at 8, so we would have been looking at this here again. Strong Boss trend to the upside, well above the 50 nicely. Now we check the hourly, and we would have been 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock we've had this bar here finish, and then but we're still well above the 50, and we've still got all the Boss indicators pointing up. So we could look now for a possible after at 8 o'clock a possible lot trade to the upside with the 5-minute chart. I'll leave the 50 on there. We don't necessarily need it, but if we just look in conjunction with the 50 here, there's a Boss signal. Where did I see it? The Boss signal here at 9 o'clock. So we've got our first all to the upside there at 9 o'clock, and we're above the 50. Obviously, we had this area here where it was coming through the 50, but I mean the Boss signals weren't there. We've had this fast signal here. Entry would be 17956. So we'd be coming in here. Now, if we look at this low here, 37, so we'd be looking to get just a little bit below that low like we are. So if we put in a stop there of if we put in 30 pips to get us nicely below this fast low here, and we take a trade to the upside. Now bear in mind these trades a lot of the time will take a lot longer because they're a lot slower moving pairs, but we can have always going for risk reward 1-to-1. Getting us below this low, we can have a 30 pip stop loss and coming off this bar. So that would give us a 26 stop. So our stop would be all the way down here. So although we've come up and we've come back down, there's Boss signals to the downside. We'd be holding this trend because we're looking at the trade, sorry, because we're looking at the longer trend, and we've come back down to the same point before. All afternoon we've obviously come up nicely, and it's carried on in the trend going, and we've actually just touched the big round number there. But just taking our risk reward ratio, that would have been a trade set up nice and easy in the morning, and just leave to go at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, and we can take the 30 pips off the New Zealand dollar quite comfortably. We have come back down to the low, but our stop would be well below this point, obviously, and not we disregard the sell trades on these other pairs. So even though we have got a signal in the other way, we stick with our first signal we get, because we know the trend is really strong for the upside, and we would have taken 30 pips off the New Zealand US dollar. Okay, I'll just bring up the other one now. The other one was the Aussie dollar, and we'll do the same. We'll start from the start. So we got the daily. We're at our 50 very quickly. So just put moving average. Change that to not 20. It's a 50. And put that line on that. So we got the daily again. We've got a strong boss trend to the upside here on the 50, well away from the 50. Go on to the 4 hour, and it'd be this area. And see, this holds more weight because you're not waiting to push a top either. And the trades actually come back down, touch the line, but we'll still be looking to go on the upside and just take long signals with this pair. Then we check the hourly, and it would have been 6. That's a little early. So after that, we'd be looking. We were above the 50 anyway. We've come back down and crossed here, so we wouldn't be looking to enter a trade until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, where this was trade. But we'd be keeping our. First of all, it was a signal for us on the upside. And then again we could take the signal after 1 o'clock. So we're going to the 5-minute chart here, and then you see we've got all this sideways motion here. Before 1 o'clock we get the long signal there, the first one, entering off this one, taking the long about 532, and you could almost have a 20. So we'll have a 25 pip stop loss there, and a 25 to the upside. And again, there's more than enough pips. We've gone right up to the upside in the afternoon, being above the 50 as well. I wouldn't worry so much about the 50 on the 5-minute, but we see when we get this choppy period. But even if we'd have entered, see if there was an entry. Yes, there was an entry at 8:15. Even if we would have entered here and had our stop 25 pips, say, it would have brought it all the way down here, because this is a slower moving pair. Our stop would have still been well away, and we would have got below this area, and see how it's respected this line anyway. Before in the afternoon we'd have got our risk reward 1-to-1. So it's just another thing to think of with Boss, and these can really be set and leave trades, so you can still concentrate on the just the cable or the pound euro if you want, but you can set these trades up with a risk reward of 1-to-1 and do quite well. This is what I got excited about the other day. Just looking at the other pairs, you pick out your best trending pair and only trend in that direction with that pair. It's just a little bit easier to look at. You can set them up in the morning. Just once you know you're there, you have your 5-minute chart of the pair you're monitoring. As long as you don't get a strong downward movement, and then if we did get a strong downward movement, say for instance here, we want to just check before 1 o'clock on the hour. Yeah, we're just coming above of the trade now. We just want to make sure that we're getting back above the 50 moving average. Sorry, we're over here, and yeah, we know although we've come back down and touched it, we're still above the 50 moving average there. So, but we can trade just off the 5-minute, and then all we're doing then with these other pairs, we pick the strongest trending pairs we can find, and just putting a risk reward of 1-to-1, always 1-to-1. And just have a play around with this. I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. But if you have a play around with this, look at other pairs, go back over the weeks, just taking one trade off these slower moving pairs. The risk reward is 1-to-1, and you'll find you'll get quite a good strike rate if you're following that strong trend. The stronger the trend, the better. That's why I've said for the other pairs to leave a daily as well, and no confusion. Make sure it's above the 50. Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and look for a good entry on the 5-minute where you can get your stop above any obvious low. I mean, these are great if you were taking it in the afternoon, this particular trade, even for a Friday. You'd know that, well, we got some strong resistance strong support, sorry, there in the bottom. So put it 5 pips below the lowest pip, and then 1 to 1, and we've got this nice trend up to the upside. But look for other trending pairs and just see. But I'm sure you'll be aware that this is a great way to trade other pairs using Boss, and that's what I wanted to get across with the trending method.